Welcome to today's lesson brought to you by Medical Coding by Jen, where we'll be diving into an essential topic for anyone involved in healthcare coding or billing, the Resource-Based Relative Value Scale, or RBRVS. Be sure to check out our website for more resources on this and many other topics. Now let's get started with today's lesson. To understand how Medicare payments are standardized for physician services using RBRVs is crucial for ensuring accurate billing and reimbursement. So let's break down what RBRVs is and how it works. What is RBRVs? The Resource-Based Relative Value Scale, or RBRVs, is a system used by Medicare to determine payments for physician services. It standardizes payments by assigning relative value units, RVUs, to various services. These RVUs are then adjusted for geographical cost differences and multiplied by a conversion factor to determine the final payment amount. RBRVs divides resource costs into three main components: physician work, practice expense, and professional liability insurance. Each of these components plays a vital role in calculating the total relative value of a service or procedure. Components of RBRVs. Let's take a closer look at each of these components. Physician work. This is the most significant component, accounting for just over half, 52%, of a procedure's or service's total relative value. Physician work measures several factors: time. How long does it take to perform the service? Technical skill and physical effort. How much skill and effort are required? Mental effort and judgment. How complex is the decision-making process? Stress due to risk. What is the potential risk to the patient? These factors combine to reflect the overall workload and responsibility of the physician, influencing the payment amount. Practice expense. This component makes up 44% of the total relative value. Practice expenses cover the costs of maintaining a practice, such as rent, utilities, staff salaries, equipment, and supplies. It's important to note that practice expense RVUs vary based on the site of service. For example, the cost of providing a service in a hospital setting might differ from providing the same service in a physician's office due to different overhead costs. Professional liability insurance, PLI. The final component, accounting for 4% of the total relative value, covers the costs associated with malpractice insurance. This component reflects the risk of liability that physicians carry when providing care. Understanding the fee schedule. To illustrate how these components come together, let's look at an example from the National Medicare Physician Fee Schedule. For a commonly used CPT code, such as 99,214, which is for an established patient office or outpatient visit, the relative value units might be broken down as follows. Professional liability insurance, PLI, the final component, accounting for 4% of the total relative value, covers the costs associated with malpractice insurance. This component reflects the risk of liability that physicians carry when providing care. These values are totaled differently depending on whether the service is provided in a facility, like a hospital, or a non-facility, like a physician's office. For example, work RVU, non-facility practice expense RVU, facility practice expense RVU, malpractice RVU, 0.14. These totals are then multiplied by a conversion factor, which is updated annually by CMS to determine the final payment amount. The detailed breakdown of these values ensures that payments are fair and reflect the actual resources used to provide the care. Staying updated. It's essential to stay up to date with these values as they can change annually. The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services, CMS, publishes the Physician Fee Schedule, PFS, on their website every year, along with the formulas used to calculate payment amounts. Coders, billers, and healthcare providers should regularly check these updates to ensure accurate and compliant billing practices. I hope this lesson has provided you with a clear understanding of RBRVs and how it applies to Medicare payments. Remember, staying informed and regularly checking for updates from CMS is crucial for maintaining accuracy in your coding and billing practices. Thank you for joining today's lesson. If you found this helpful, please like, comment, and share this video. Stay tuned for more insights from Medical Coding by Jen, and keep up the great work in medical coding.